Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the ZiiGaat Arcanis and to go from there. Before I go on further, I'm going to go and put some notes on the screen. Please note that the notes on the screen are going to be quite different from what's in the video to save you time as well as to save me time. A lot of it is often it's like a live journal. Basically, you hear my thoughts when I first listen to it all the way up till the very end, but often the information in there is pretty useful. So, yeah. All right, well, let's get right into it. So before I go on further, I usually don't go over accessories, but I actually feel like it's pretty important to go over the accessories in here, because you're going to start seeing something kind of interesting. So, this is a $400 IEM, right? So, the outside box looks like this, like thin paper like this. And then the inside, you're getting thin paper like this. And then on the inside, you're also getting, this is made out of, like recycled paper as well. And inside, you're getting a cable, which is basically the equivalent of, I would say, the truthier gate cable. So around $20, similar kind of cable, right? And then the ear tips, you're only given small, medium, and large, and nothing else. And then you're given this sort of case. And the point I'm trying to say here is, in my opinion, the accessories here are pretty unacceptable for something you're paying $400 for. And it's more closer to something you would see like in a $50 set. So off the bat, that's not making a good impression on me. And so I was thinking, well, maybe it makes up for it in sound. But unfortunately, no, that's not the case at all either. Okay, so let's talk about the sound piece by piece. If I had to explain the sound signature of this is kind of similar to, think like Kiwi Ear Astral, but worse. It's kind of like, like Kiwi, like in the land of Kiwi Ear Astral, the land of Performer 5+2, Cadenza 4. It's kind of like a bright tilted V is the best way that I could explain it. But there are some substantial flaws which kind of hold us back. For bass, I would give this a rank of B. It's actually nice and punchy. I'm not going to go into too much details, but the bass to me was good. It's not bad. It's not average. It's not exceptional. It's just good, solid, good amount of punch. This is not the lean bass. This is, it's actually good bass, but it's like around, I would give it a B. Female vocals, sub bass, I would actually consider this above correct. So just to explain this, if this is correct, as in this is how the audio engineers wanted that sub bass to sound, as in like brr-brr, brr-brr, like in that song, like that's how it sounds like, that's probably more correct. And then this is above correct, like that's not quite correct, but it's more fun. And then here's like, whoa, that's way off. Like Beats by Dre, like obviously just brr-brr, brr-brr. And then polite is like where a lot of the sub bass is kind of going away. You're like, okay, it's kind of a little pushback. And then anemic means, where is the sub bass? I don't even hear sub bass. This would be above correct. So it's a little bit more fun than usual. In terms of female vocals, I would actually give this a rank of C, but it's inching really, really close to F. To me, the way the vocals sound for female vocals, they sound thin, they sound processed, they sound unnatural. It sounds like, so if you're, like, it sounds like, okay, I'm going to give you a good example. It sounds like someone went on the audio and just pushed the compressor button, like in audio, like EQ, you push compressor like 4 times. Like it sounds unnatural the way they sound. It doesn't sound like, when I say natural, I want it to sound like someone's singing into a microphone, and sometimes even recognizing what kind of microphone that is. Like, I will never be able to know exactly what microphone it is, but I can get kind of like a tell. Like that definitely is not what I prefer. In terms, like, if I had to give you comparisons, I actually was cross-checking with the Defiant. The Defiant, in my opinion, has much more natural-sounding vocals. The Sigma Q at $60, I thought sounded much more natural with vocals. This sounds like more like a person, whereas this sounds like someone went through and changed their voices, using EQ in a way that I don't actually think sounds good. So there's that. For male vocals, I know this sounds pretty harsh, but I just want to be honest with you. I think this is a grade of F. This is actually unacceptable, especially at this price point. Because in my opinion, like, you've got to be at least par for the course at your price range. This is far worse. So male vocals actually sound a little bit thin and a little bit nasal and a little bit bright. And I actually confirmed this with my own voice, because what I do is I use a microphone and I wear this IM and I speak and I listen back, and yeah, my voice actually sounds brighter and thinner, and that's actually what it's doing to male vocals too. I found it shocking that when I was actually cross-checking, the Kiwi Ears Cadenza at $30, I'm not kidding you, has basically either equivalent or better male vocals to this at $30. So it just goes to actually, this sounded better to my ears. It sounded more natural. This sounded much more thin and just unnatural sounding. So to me, I don't think this is actually a good value on male vocals. Like, my question really came down to this. Do these vocals sound great? No. Then that's an A. I mean, it's not an A. Is it good? No. Then it's not a B. Is it average? No. This is below average. Then this is a fail, because this isn't even average. You know what I mean? So this is not how male vocals are supposed to sound. That's really what it is. So to me, I actually think it's a fail. The soundstage on this is exceptional, like absolutely exceptional. I thought it was really great. In all the tests, I was like, oh, that's pretty damn good. The sibilance scores are actually pretty decent on this. Like, I would actually press it to see, and it doesn't really ever get super harsh. It's always pretty well kept in check. So this does have good soundstage. It does have good sibilance scores. But again, I kind of want to get back to the drawing board. I actually do feel like this is, pretty poor value. Let's go ahead and talk about some IEMs I think are better value. All of these being mid. So the Defiant at around $80, I think it's a better value. It sounds much better than this, has better vocals. The ZiiGaat Q has much more natural sounding vocals for female vocals and male vocals compared to this. The Cranier Daybreak at $160, the IM4 at $100, the Truthier Pure at $80, the Dunakima 2 at around $80 to $100, the Misty Blue at around $220 or so, the Sophia Studio 4 at $400, the Swan NV at $67, the ZiiGaat Lush at $168, the T Pros at around 300 something bucks, and then the Dusk at $400. All of these substantially sound better than this at that much cheaper prices. You know what I mean? This is just, in my opinion, not a good value. But again, please note that my review is more biased towards vocals, male vocals and female vocals. So yeah, what I'm going to do next is actually a microphone test. I'm going to let you hear what this actually does to my voice. Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and showcase what my voice kind of sounds like when I use the ZiiGaat Arcanis when I listen back. So I'm actually emulating as close as I can what it sounds like. So as you can see, this is what it sounds like. It makes my voice kind of sound a little bit brighter, a little bit nasal, a little bit thinner. And this is actually what it's doing to male vocals. This is what it's doing to all male vocals on this IEM. Now let me show you what it should sound like if it's a good sounding IEM that makes male vocals sound better. I'm going to swap microphones. And I don't know if you guys can hear this, and I hope you guys can hear it. Microphone check, testing 1, 2, 3. So this is the Shure KSM32. See how the vocals are more natural, more warmer sounding, less thin sounding, less bright sounding. This is actually closer to what I feel like. Usually better sounding IEMs kind of sound more closer to this rather than something that sounds like this. Hello, hello, testing 1, 2, 3. This is my voice.